Hello and welcome back to the Crimeshield Podcast. I am Kingsley Litali.
I'm Ruth Wanjiku Kamau. I'm a security consultant. Say the story about Shiko Miruri. Is it Miruri?
Yeah, the daughter.
She was abducted.
Who do you leave behind? Most people have house help, and most house helps are ladies.
Even me at home, the other day, some guys came and they were trying to short circuit the electric fence.
Really?
During the day.
Hello and welcome back to the Crimeshield Podcast. I am Kingsley Litali, and today is a very good day because we can never get enough of talking about security. And today we have a special guest who will introduce herself in a moment. Last week we talked about safety for women, and it's a very critical topic to discuss with regard to the safety and security of women. And today we have none other than
I'm Ruth Wanjiku Kamau. I'm a security consultant. I work for also Kenya Electricity Transmission Company as a security officer. I'm very passionate about security. Well, I was happy for Kingsley to call me, speak about security, for women, their personal safety, personal security, and all that. So I hope the discussion is going to bear fruits. And,
well, you know, Ruth, people think that security is just for men. People think that security is just a manly thing. You know, you tell us, you know, flex now. Ladies are taking over.
Yeah, okay. I can say it's very true the way you're saying. Security is perceived to belong to men only. A few years ago, if you saw a lady in uniform, a security officer, you could be like, wow, you know, it was like women can never be in this industry because it's men perceived. It was overtaken by men and everything. But recently, in the recent few years, we find that women are coming up. We have women in the security industry. We have women who are commissioners of police.
Yes.
We have women leading security firms. Say Seneca. Say Lady Askari. We have women have come up with so much zeal to take up security, because we found that the way men were so much involved with security, women were left out. So you find issues involving women in security were not very much addressed. And I can say your personal security and my personal security, they are two different things. I'm more likely to be attacked rather than you, because I'm seen as a woman. I'm seen as weak, vulnerable.
You're a target.
I'm a target. I'm a soft target. I would say that. So the thing about us being in the security industry is to help women become more aware of what they need to do in order to be safe, in order not to fall victims of security, of incidences and criminal activities. For example, we say nowadays Uber, we hear stories about Uber.
Hey, Uber's been trending, you know, and taxis, just hailing companies.
People are being abducted. Say the story about Shiko Miruri. Is it Miruri?
The daughter.
She was abducted 2 weeks ago by Uber driver. Luckily, she was found safe. What I can say, for a woman, when you order for an Uber, a cab, there are various things you need to look at. First, you've used the app to order for the Uber. The cab arrives. Check the number plates. Is the number plate on the app matching the number plate on the vehicle? Number two, if it's not matching, don't even dare go near it. Don't even enter that vehicle in the first place. Just cancel, ask for another one. When you enter the Uber, people make mistakes of sitting on the front seat with the driver. You don't know who is behind the back seat. You don't know, maybe you'll come somewhere, some people will enter this, the vehicle on the back seat. So take the back seat on your left side, where you have a very nice view of the driver, where you're going, and in case there's any stoppages or anything, you can just open the door and
that's with regard with the right-hand drive vehicles.
Of course.
So if it's a left-hand drive vehicle in another country,
you sit on the other side. Another thing is don't take Uber cabs in places where what can I say? It's probably designated away from the street. You know, there's those small areas, places
isolated areas.
Isolated areas,
okay.
That's the word. Isolated areas, avoid that.
Okay.
When you're going, another thing, once you order the Uber, share your, is it the journey, yeah, the live location, the trip where you're going, share it with your loved one, your boyfriend, your husband, your family. It will save you a lot. So
or even with the person who you're going to visit, yeah?
Yeah, okay. Exactly. So just be safe. Make sure when you get into a Uber, most of the time, don't be intoxicated. We've heard stories of where women have been, sorry to say, have been raped.
Wow.
Yeah, there are. Women have been raped by the Uber drivers, so be very careful. There was sometimes some years back, you remember there was a story along Mombasa Road where the lady, the Uber driver, removed a knife and told the lady if she jumps out, she'll kill her. There was something, there was something like that. And it was very serious. But the lady was very strong. She fought off the Uber driver and she jumped out of the moving vehicle. So they had an accident. She was saved. So be very careful. The tips are, make sure the number plates are matching. Make sure the driver is the one, they have a photo. Yeah, make sure the driver is the one
confirming the details, confirming the details of the driver and all.
Sharing your trip journey to your loved ones at home.
So you find that talking about when you're mentioning Uber, we're not mentioning about Uber the company, we're talking generally as the taxi companies. So at some point you find that, and I've looked at it this way, many people don't get to have that confidence when they're talking to the driver or calling for that app, and immediately that vehicle arrives, they don't even want to know the name of that driver. So they're like silent partners in that that camp. The whole journey, they're just quiet about it. And there are many things that you've mentioned that really make sense with regards to the positioning of yourself, just being self-aware of what is going on around you. What is worth noting for me, I think, is just standing out and be counted as situational. Your situational awareness.
Should be top notch.
It should be top notch. Because from your ordering of that cab to how you're positioning yourself when you're sitting, and how you converse with the driver.
You'll find that you can get a lot of information from the driver. Even the way you find some are very angry, the way they are communicating, they are
probably they're having a bad day.
Body language. Probably they're having a bad day. Probably there's a lot you can get from someone while you're speaking to them, so you may able to know if you're in danger or if you're not in danger because of the conversation that's going on.
Speaking as ladies, I've seen you said ladies are viewed as a soft target or an easy target for that matter. You remember like 2 weeks back there were ladies who were strolling along Gong Road. You heard of that story? And it was quite amazing how they really displayed that they didn't know the area quite well. But I'm happy I heard that the perpetrator was already arrested.
Okay, coming to that also, make sure wherever you're going, maybe you're going for a walk, maybe you're getting out of the house, have plans of your own personal security. If you know you're going somewhere, maybe you've had stories that it's not that very secure, make sure you know where you're going. Make sure you if something might happen, what will you do? Think ahead. Make sure to be aware how is the security at that moment for that place. Don't just walk blindly into a situation and become a victim. Worse, it may be even get worse. You may be killed. Who knows? So just be aware. Have a plan. I'm going to Gikomba. Gikomba is where there are so many people, we know, pickpocketing, human trafficking is if I'm going to Gikomba, should I carry my phone? Should I carry my wallet? Should I put my money somewhere some place where it's safe? If even being pickpocketed, somebody cannot reach it.
Yeah.
Make sure that when you're walking, be sure of who is behind you, who is coming in front of you.
Yeah.
Motorbikes, those people are passing by. You know, before somebody comes and attacks you, they usually they plan. They do a survey. You may see it goes by, it comes back. You know, they are trying to read you also. So make sure you catch that so that you don't fall prey. Another thing, for ladies, make sure your purse, you are carrying it on the other side of it's not facing the side of the road.
Opposite
the road.
Okay. They would say that nowadays you know, people can even walk on that side that is away from the road. And riders, we've seen riders who go through the pavements and all that.
And even the one that you're talking about, they alighted from the motorbike and attacked. So make sure your bag is also securely
secured.
Secure the bag on your body to make it hard for the person to pick it up. You know, if it's you can't just make it hard. Be a hard target. From being a soft target to be a hard target. Make it hard for that person. Fight it off. But remember, if this person comes to you with a knife, comes to you with something that might hurt you, just give whatever they're asking for.
Life is more
Your life
precious.
is more important. There are people who want you to be here for them. You can buy a phone, you can get money, but you can't buy life back. So if it comes to a point like you have to give it out, your life is in danger, just give it out.
Yeah, in the African setting, we've had, you know, it's common knowledge that in the African setting, most women are usually viewed to be left back home. And while the men go out there to work. Okay, one might say that probably it has changed, but in most cases you find that mostly the people who remain back home are women. I've been looking keenly at how people can make themselves safe, and especially the women when they're at home. We have these guys who hawk even in the estates. When they come, they knock. Who do you leave behind? Most people have house help, and most house helps are ladies.
Unaware.
So how do you think we can look into this matter?
Speaking about
from a lady's perspective.
Speaking about that, let me tell you something. Just yesterday, a colleague of mine, we were just discussing. Then he goes by saying that even me at home, the other day, some guys came and they were trying to short circuit the electric fence.
Really?
During the day.
During the day?
Yeah. And I think a nearby neighborhood where he lives, something went down like that. There was something that was stolen in some houses during the day. So I realized the trend has changed. It's no longer burglary at night. It's now becoming housebreaking during the day.
It happens.
Broad daylight. Meaning, these people know that most of the people during the day, they are not at home. They are working. Just like during the holidays, most people are not at home. Wameenda ushago. So these people have done their what can I say? Their assessment survey very well. They have noticed most of the time, people are coming out of their houses during the day. They're leaving behind house helps, house managers, and probably some housewives who are at home who are not aware of what kind of security measures they should take. Number one, if it's a gated community, your security guys at the gate should not allow any unauthorized person into the estate. If the person is coming for repairs or anything at a certain house number, the owner of the house should inform the security guys or whoever is in charge of the security of the estate. Kindly also educate your house managers on issues of security. They should not allow people in the house without your consent, without prior authorization. They should also take care of the children. If the kids go outside, they should be the children outside.
They have to accompany
They should not leave the children outside on their own because it's a gated estate. Many things happen. Even those who are coming,
abduction of children.
Further, even those people who are coming to work on several things around the estate.
The contractors,
you never know what they can do to your kids. Things are so many. There are things that can be done to kids which are really bad, so we should always protect them.
So for the house managers, they need to be trained. You brought a very good aspect about training. House managers need to know, in my opinion, they need to know their surrounding. You find that you look at many house managers, and the farthest they have gone is probably the living room and the kitchen.
Exactly.
The only time they get out of that compound or estate is when they are going home for the holidays, or when probably,
probably on Sundays when they are on their
Sundays,
off. They're probably going to the church and coming back.
So it's important for us to at least give them the basic knowledge of how they need to conduct themselves. They should know the police stations, know who to call.
Exactly.
So I think it's a perfect segue to say that it's important for ladies in general to be accountable on their own part, and not just think that when you're talking about security, it's a man affair.
Exactly. I usually tell people, even if I go create awareness somewhere, because I usually like creating towards women, girls, because as I've said, we are most vulnerable. Security comes with you first.
It starts with you. Always.
It starts with you first. No any other way. Yes, we have police officers, yes, we have men who are in security, but for your own security, you have to take care of yourself first. You have to make sure you're safe first in order to take care of somebody else. Always.
Amazing. And that wraps it for us today. We thank God that at least you created time, and thank you, Ruth, for really creating time to come here. This is a conversation that we can take and talk about it
for hours.
Until you can never lack any content with regard to safety of women. It's very paramount. It is your duty to safeguard yourself. Security always starts with you. And before we wrap up, I think you can give the ladies out there who are asking, how did you manage to be in the security field, just in brief?
Well, I can say, there's a lot I can say, but it's been a challenge. I can't lie. It's been a challenge. Being a lady in the security industry, it's a challenge by itself. One, as we've said, security is perceived to be a man's job. So when you come towards a person and tell that person, I'm a security person, the first thing first, many people don't perceive security as beyond security guards or police officers. So somebody is like, are you a security guard? No. Police officer? No. Yes, I was, but I'm not anymore. So what do you do then? You see? Then probably you are somewhere in an office setup. You find you're the only lady who is in security. The others are guys. So you find most of the things you're being segregated against. You're seeing like you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. But what I can say, don't give up. Show them that you're capable. Because you're there for a reason. Of course, I am not here because I want to be like you or work as a man. I want to be in security and work as a woman. I have my own traits, you have your own traits. If they are brought together, what I usually say, you bring your man perspective in security, I bring my woman's perspective in security, we blend it, and we come out with something even much better. We're not competing. It's not a competing space. It's not a competing space. It's not a competition. I come as a woman, you come as a man, we build something great. What a way to end the show today. We're just starting off another topic, and I'm sure we'll have you back again here, because this is amazing. We can't complete it. So feel free to share, like, and subscribe on our channels. Comment down on how you perceive women. Is it a man's job or is it a woman's job? As a woman, comment down there how the measures you've taken to protect yourself. See you next time. Keep it Crimeshield Podcast.